All right, guys, welcome back to Yo Spilt, and hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And it's time to talk about Snow Bunny, the H22 Winter Beater Civic. So, if this is your first time watching a Yo Spilt video, this is our EK Civic that we put a H22a in. It has a M2Y4 transmission. We have had it to the track a few times. I've let my two good friends drive it and spray it. It went a 15.0 with Leah driving and went a 14.2 with Tristan driving. They both did 100 mile an hour. Leah only sprayed it in third gear and did 101.5 miles an hour. Tristan sprayed it in second and third gear and then hit fourth and then let off at the end, and he went 105.6 miles an hour. But that is not what this video is going to be all about. So, car's been to the track, had some fun. We have two major issues with this car. Issue number one, it has rod knock. Yes, you heard me right. The car has rod knock. So, we had it at the track. I was driving around. As you've seen, I've beat it up all winter. I have put around 9,000 miles on this motor. This motor is a 100% unknown condition. I never even took it apart. I didn't check the transmission. I didn't check the clutch. I didn't check anything on this motor. I threw it in the EK, threw the Hasport mounts at it, threw some axles in it, changed the oil, and started driving it. I've learned a ton tuning on it. I would have to go look in the dyno, but I'm pretty sure I made over 125 dyno pulls. We ran out of oil. The balance shaft bolt backed out and cracked the case, so I had to take the balance shaft bolt off. It lost VTEC twice because it didn't have oil pressure. The distributor's broken 3 times, and it's still together, and I was still spraying it. All right, guys, issue number 2. So, we sprayed this car at the track. It made a pass. It didn't really have any issues, but we never sprayed this thing from a dig. So I tried a hit on the street with snow tires with literally no grip, where it spins the tires all motor, and the clutch started slipping. So I of course, like I said earlier, I let 2 of my friends drive it at the track, and I told them, you're not going to hurt this thing or do anything to it that I haven't done. I beat it to death, rev it to 8,000 all day, and never have a problem. Now, when I power shift or no lift shift, the clutch does slip a little bit. So I let them take it down the track. First couple passes, as you guys seen in some of the videos, the car isn't that quick because they tried to launch the car hard at the track and the clutch slipped. So I told them, just drive it out of the hole slow and then spray it once you get going. Once you feel comfortable, flip on the switch. Nitrous will come on. You won't have any issues. I tuned it on the dyno so that the nitrous can literally come on anywhere in VTEC and you won't have a problem. With the JDM H22a blacktop, VTEC is activating at 4,100 RPMs. So as long as they're doing a pull, there should be no issues with the nitrous kit coming on, and the timing is pulled and everything is good. So clutch slip and now rod knock. So like I said, I pulled the oil out. There is a little bit of metal in it, but the motor still ran. I drove it in here. It drove onto the lift. So there's no holes in the block. There's no issues besides that. I could throw some bearings in this, but I don't want to put a stock motor back in this car. As I said earlier, we're going to throw the G22 in it. So now at this point of the video, there's a lot of talking. Let's get to work. So I'm throw you on the time lapse. We're going to get the axles out. We're going to get the half shaft out. We're going to get the shifter out, and then we're going to pull this broken H22a out. And hopefully the next motor, we can make 220 wheel, 230 wheel. So, hope you guys are ready for it, and let's get to work. Alright guys, so we have it out and apart. At least the transmission is separated from the H22a. I'm going to show you the parts, show you what all I had modified, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to keep and swap over to the new motor, and then I'm going to show you the short block and the head. I have it all out. I just need to assemble it in the next couple of days. So I'm going to edit this up, get this out as a video for you guys, and then I will get to putting the G22 together. Probably make a video of putting it together for you guys, because I get a lot of questions about the hybrid motors, how to put them together, what head gasket to use, and exactly how to do it properly. So here is the H22a. As you know, this one is Rocky. She's a little, call her Rocky Knocky because she's knocky. I tried to get the crank pulley off, and that thing seems to be Superman tight on there. Even the Milwaukee on level 4, which is supposed to be 250 foot-pounds, couldn't break it loose. So I don't know, I'll have to get it off sooner or later, which it doesn't really matter. This motor's not going to go anywhere. The clutch, as you know, slipped. You can see all of the clutch dust around it. This is definitely one of those discount auto part numbers. You can see the blue marks on the pressure plate. And then the flywheel is cracked in multiple places. I don't know how well you're going to see it on camera, but there's cracks and damage. The transmission actually isn't too bad. I'm pretty sure I'll order a F23, a CG 5th gear, pull this thing apart and try to stick a F23 5th gear in it. So if we use this on a later project, every part of the transmission worked great besides the light grind into 5th. The motor, like I said, has knock. And then I mentioned that I was going to show you guys the T-bracket. So when you get this T-bracket from Hasport, this is the motor mount hole. If you try to use this rear hole and stick it on that bracket, it literally leans the motor like way far forward. And then the side mounts don't want to line up, and your axles hit the K-member. I don't know if you're supposed to swap it to an EG subframe. When doing this swap, it doesn't specify that. But it says that these are for H22EK, or in an EK, which this is an EG, or an EJ chassis, which is an EK chassis. This mount fits perfect, that mount fits perfect, but when you go to put that T-bracket on, you will have to modify the holes. So these all fit fine. I actually had to drill out each of these to get the bolts to go in smoothly and evenly. They weren't, I guess, the proper spacing. Once I did that, those bolted to the transmission case fine. I didn't have any problem with that. But when I tried to mount it to the actual rear motor mount, it would not fit right. That is the post mount that you need to use these Hasport mounts. The F22 post mount is different. It doesn't have that extra piece on the side, and the bolt holes are a little bit different. I believe when you put this on an F22 bottom end, only 3 of the bolt holes line up instead of all 5. So that will be something that's different. Intake manifold is ported. I don't know if I showed this in a video before, but I'm showing it now. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed the Snow Buddy content.